What's going on, everybody? I appreciate y'all tuning the channel with us here this morning at 323 Fabrication. It's a kind of an overcast, cloudy day. It's been raining, it's muggy, but we're gonna get some work done in the shop. Not quite as hot as it has been, so that's nice. Working on double trouble again. So if you're new to the channel, this is a 64 Chevy II Gasser. Got a LS T56. It's on a Holley Terminator X, 9-inch Ford, ladder bar with coilovers, and 456 gear. Runs really well. It's a strong little car, street car, daily driver, just, you know, all around fun little hot rod. But we did disc brakes all the way around it. It's got a Jegs single piston disc brake set up on the rear for a parking brake, and we've never hooked the parking brake up, so that's what we're working on now. Trying to get a few things wrapped up before we go to LS Fest next week, which is exciting. We're going to drive the car to Bowling Green. We're in South Alabama. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. You see all kinds of cool stuff. We got a lot of junk. We like to haul barn finds and crusty cars home and give them a new life. But today we're working on disc brakes on this. We got aluminum coming in next week. I'm going to make some door panels for it. I'm going to try to get those done before LS Fest. The aluminum comes in on Monday. I have to work next week, so yeah, you know, we're gonna try. That's the plan. But appreciate y'all being with us this morning. Let me show you what we got going on. All right, here is double trouble, the 64 Chevy II Gasser. So got a little HTP MIG welder out. I'm gonna show you all the back of it. So we got Vikings, and there's our parking brake setup on the back of the calipers. Lines hanging down. The car's got a 69 GTO brake, emergency brake pedal in it that we added. Just kind of cobbling stuff together, but it's in there. And of course, you got your foot dimmer switch. You know, it works. But we're gonna make this happen. So I'm gonna show y'all what we got going on so far. Nothing super crazy. Went and found some washers. Dad suggested washers for these to snap into, these little teeth things here on the cables. And so I went and found a couple of washers that would work and welded them to the frame rails. Let's see if it's still, it's tacky. I won't put it in there yet, but that'll snap in there. And then there's our intermediate cable with the connectors. Catch both of those. We'll run up and come across near the trans cross member. And then I got we're waiting on some parts to come in. Hopefully the adapter for that cable will come in, and then we got a little piece, which if it doesn't come in, we'll steal it off of this 69 GTO, because there's one right down there. That's what we got going on. Calipers are pretty neat. They were simple to install. They're just disc brake conversion calipers, single piston for a 9-inch Ford, and they're fairly inexpensive in the grand scheme of things. I think they were less than $400 for the disc brake setup, and that's, you know, that's everything. So that's what we got going on today. Should be sufficient. Oh, and guys, when you weld on your car, whether it has a fuel injected LS or a small block Chevrolet with MSD box, it is always good to unhook the battery. I always just pull the negative side, because you don't want to fry some high dollar thing over, you know, 5 minutes worth of work on the car. All right, took the seal plate off, folded the carpet back, covered it with some junk, try and keep the sparks out of the interior. Cut a hole in the floor for this line to mount into. The piece I ordered off Amazon that came with that to adapt the cable with a stud on it, and then that piece came in today. Looks a lot like this piece right here, where that goes in like a little divot. So what I did was I cut a piece out of the floor, and now I'm going to clean all this up and weld it in, and then we should have access for parking brake. Should be pretty good. Get that cleaned up, get all the paint off of it so it'll weld semi-decent, and then we'll keep going. I got to get some hangers made for the cable underneath, and we should have a parking brake. And It's Monday. We're leaving for LS Fest on Thursday. The aluminum didn't come in because the delivery company doesn't run on the holiday. So hopefully that'll come in tomorrow, but I don't think we're gonna have time to have door panels done by then. All right, waiting on paint to dry. There's the garbage I welded on there. It'll work just fine. It's gonna be covered up with carpet, but spray painted anyway, so the raw steel wouldn't rust if it got wet. I'm making cable hangers to go under there. Hangs under the frame rail. This will Zeus on there with a good old self tapper. The cable will run through it. This is just stainless steel. I'm gonna say it's 5/32 TIG wire. I gotta unbend this and bend this loop around so it'll be, when you put it on, well, it don't matter, it'll work that way. But here's one I've already installed. Should be sufficient. Good old self tapper in there. And then when the paint dries, hopefully we'll have this thing pretty well wrapped up. We'll have a parking brake. All right, y'all. That's installed. Got a zip tie there temporarily. The car is back on the ground. Makes it harder to get under. But there's our cable holder. There's one on the other side, comes here. Got those nuts on there and bottomed it out because it's longer than it needs to be. I think I'm gonna shorten the cable, but I wanna make sure it all functions before I do that. And what we've got is this is a Jegs. I'll go show you the part number. But we've got a spongy brake pedal now, and it seems that just the front brakes are working. All the parking brake stuff functions when you mash the pedal, but it's not holding the car still. So first part number, this is that adjuster I ordered to convert the cable to have a stud on it. So that came in that box, and then this is the Jegs kit. Let's see, right there. The top one I believe is the one we're running, but I mean it's real simple. So well, up until today it was. Now I've got to adjust it, so I got to go back up here, and I think I've got to crack the bleeder and then move the lever, this thing here, and adjust the rear brakes until it works, and then hook it back up and re-bleed them. I'm not 100% sure, but we're about to figure all that out. All right, y'all. Got double trouble out here. Needs a bath. I haven't washed it, honestly, probably since Power Tour, maybe before. Probably before Power Tour. Car's dirty, car's dusty, but I mean, I drive it pretty much all the time, so why wash it, especially when your driveway is dirt? But since we're going to LS Fest this weekend, today's Wednesday, we'll be leaving tomorrow after work. I figure I'll give it a bath, clean it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna drive it home tonight and drive it to work tomorrow and then drive it home after that. So it'll be dirty again, but at least it'll be clean for 15 minutes. So that's the plan. Let's get her shined up. Oh, and no parking brake. We have regular brakes again. We're gonna sort that out when we get back. So didn't make any progress on that. So other than new rear tires, nothing has changed. There you go, boys and girls. Double trouble got a nice bath. And you know, it'll be dirty before we ever make it to LS Fest, but it's all good. Plan is to leave tomorrow after work, so we'll drive probably half the night. My buddy Jackson's riding with me. He's been on the channel before. If you go back and check out the Mach 1 Mustang videos, he's the fella that owned that red 69 we went and checked out and got some wheels and tires from him and stuff. But should be a good time. Looking forward to it. Gonna meet some buddies up there, and you know, we're just doing the car show and the cruise and the dyno. Not doing any drag racing. The car's not ready for that. I need to put a scatter shield in it and a roll bar. which is on the to-do list, but at the moment it runs and drives and it's reliable, so we're gonna go anyway. You know, because it's a LS powered gasser, and there's a few of them out there, but it's not as common. It's a lot of fun anyway. But with that being said, if you're at LS Fest, come see us. I don't have as many stickers as I normally would to give out, but I'll give out everything I got. We're getting a new sticker made for this car, and unfortunately it didn't get done in time, so you know, it's part of the fun. But I appreciate y'all watching. Come see us. Y'all be blessed.